Holyfield, and David Haye as a cruiserweight who wins the heavyweight title. Vladimir Klitschko is 4 years younger. He has a 29-pound weight advantage, 7-inch reach advantage, and a 6.5-inch height advantage. But his 2 losses were to Corey Sanders and Ross Prudy. They were underdogs, so he doesn't want to take Mormek lightly. Obviously, his other loss was to Lemon Brewster. Alexander Povetkin took on Marco Huck. That was also in Germany. The heavyweight titleist kept his undefeated record against the cruiserweight titleist. But a lot has been said about referee Luis Pavon. Many people in boxing have criticized him, saying that he broke the fighters when they were not in clinches and he didn't allow Huck to work inside. And he warned Huck for hitting behind the head when it was Povetkin who was ducking down. Many believe that Marco Huck deserved the victory, but it was Povetkin who came away with the triumph. The judges also left a lot to be desired in what many considered should have been a Huck division, a victory, but it was a majority decision for Povetkin. Huck connected at a higher percentage, 35 to 31%. And now, for more on this fight, we send it out to Joe and Teddy.
Thank you, Bernardo. And Teddy, of course, for many boxing fans out there, they would think that obviously when you review this fight, you would do so with a critical eye on Alexander Povetkin because you're his former trainer. This was his first fight for the titleist without you in his corner. However, in talking to you this week, as is the case with many boxing analysts and writers out there this week, the focus for you, as with others, is with referee Luis Pavon.
Well, look, simply put, the sport of boxing, Joe, can inspire greatness in people. But the business of boxing can destroy people. It can be corrupt. It's that simple. And last week's fight had the look of dishonesty. I had to fight 8 rounds to 4 for Huck. But as you just alluded to, my biggest problem, and I think a lot of people's problem if they're honest and they know what they're looking at and they care about what they're looking at, was the referee breaking that fight, interrupting that fight all night long anytime that Povetkin was in trouble, or anytime that Huck had Povetkin in certain tough spots. I just think that instead of, you know, if you had a police in boxing, which you don't, then it would take care of itself. The referee would be suspended until he explained exactly what he was doing. Instead of being rewarded, as he is, to work a world title fight for Klitschko and Mormek tomorrow night. I just hope that the referee doesn't ruin that fight and destroy somebody's career tomorrow night. Now, I'm going to answer a question that I just know, in all fairness, people out there are asking. Teddy, would you have this same anger if you had been training Povetkin, which you had been before that, and then Povetkin refused to come here for this camp? Well, would I have the same reaction? Yes, I would feel the same way, because I report on what I see. I do my job, and would I be reporting on it if I had been his trainer that night? Honestly, no.
So you
I
answer
wouldn't be talking about it.
So you answer the critics as to whether or not it's sour grapes with what you're saying, and we appreciate you doing that. And once again, you're not saying that you have knowledge of corruption. What you're saying is that based on what you saw with the referee, you have reason, it raised doubts with you. 40 years of watching the sport, we know this sport has been corrupt. People have gone to jail for corruption. Right.
And so we understand that. And what I'm saying for the people out there, again, that are going to say, well, Teddy, you know, if you were training him, you wouldn't have been saying this. I wouldn't have been reporting on it, but I would feel the same way. That this sport needs to really clean itself up. And it's not just last week. It's almost every week you're going to see a bad decision. But this time you saw the daily double. You saw a bad decision and a bad referee.
And you're not alone in criticizing the officiating in that Povetkin-Huck fight. Our main event is coming up in just moments. It includes Jesus Pavon taking on 31-0-1 former 2-division champ Joan Guzman. Stay with us for that.